just a few seconds early to allow people to join. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Charlie Lambden. I am the founder of Best Agent. And this evening, I am hoping that I've got estate agents watching this live stream and that you're going to be preparing your questions, your live questions from an estate agent's point of view. That I've got estate agents watching this live stream and that you're going to be... Sorry about that. And then you're going to have your questions ready for me about Best Agent. Now, I'm going to assume for this purposes of this video that this is the first time you've ever heard about Best Agent. And I'm going to start off by giving you a brief overview of what it is and why we've spent 7 years building it. You have to forgive me. I had a tobogganing accident at the weekend with my kids in the snow, and I really hurt my ribs. And this evening, they're just really playing up. Anyway, I'll do my best to just soldier on. And guys, if you've got any questions, just if anyone's there and you want to just say hi in the comments so I know you're there, that would be really cool as well. Okay. Okay. What is Best Agent? In the 24 years since I've been in the property industry, the one question that has always fascinated me is this. Why, when movers and agents' interests are aligned, in that unless a move happens, nobody gets what they want, why is it such a godforsaken shit fight between movers and agents? Why is it such a stressful, difficult process, not only for movers, but also for agents? And if there is a common goal, which is to get the move done so that people can get paid and people can move into the new home, shouldn't there be an easier, better way? Well, I spent the last 24 years studying that question. And the answer to why is sort of surprising, but also not surprising at the same time. So generally speaking, people think, the public, the moving public thinks that they've got their impression of estate agents and that they're right about them, okay? And it's movers versus agents. But what I actually see is that behind the scenes, the problem is not movers versus agents, and the problem is not the people in a state agency. The problem is not estate agents. The problem is the control and power behind the scenes that sets the rules of the game in the industry. And for the largest brands in the industry, the public perception that all agents are the same and not to be trusted actually plays into the lead gen tactics of the largest brands. Evening. So it's a massive problem, and there's no quick, short, silver bullet way of fixing the problem. But what we have built is effectively a whole selection of all of the tech platforms that are needed to make the residential moving industry function for sales and lettings. So Best Agent is, at once, it is a national property website with all available properties for sale and to let listed on there from all agents. I'll come on to why in a minute. It is also a completely different agent finding tool for movers who don't know which agent they want to use, which is completely democratic, completely impartial, and doesn't allow any agent to buy an advantage, and sidesteps all corporate branding so that it comes down to the individual personal presentation of individual agents. And it is I'm just going to share this part with you on the screen. So in the link, in the description below this video, I've got a link to this page on our website, okay? And I want to just show you that Best Agent is the largest piece of tech ever built in this industry, okay? It is these 8 things. So just going from the top, Find Your Agent is an agent finding tool for movers. It's national, it includes all agents, and it's for people who are looking for an agent to sell or let their home. Best Agent Partners, or Best Agent Marketplace, is a supplier marketplace for estate agents so that suppliers can integrate their services with their agent customers. BestAgent.me is a function that will allow individual agents to retain their professional profile, whether they move employers, with an estate agency or set up on their own, whatever it might be. It allows individuals to build up a long-term reputation that they can take with them, whether they want to set up on their own or whether they want to change employers. BestAgent.property is the national home finder site. BestAgent.video is, because this is at the heart of BestAgent, it's connecting individuals visually. So even movers and agents, before you meet in person, can meet by video. It's all built into BestAgent. BestAgent Back Office is a simple CRM system that was built after GDPR rules came into creation. So it's fully GDPR compliant applicant and property database for sales and lettings estate agents. BestAgent.website is a very simple estate agency website product so that any agent, no matter how big or small, that wants one, has got a functioning, up-to-speed, modern-looking property website on a platform that is built for the future to allow actual interactions to take place and transactions to happen there eventually. And BestAgent News is where we're going to be sharing market data insights with the public and with agents, and different sets of data for different people. So while we'll be sharing a lot of property market data with movers, we will also be sharing market share data with agents, because let me come to the main problem. There are many, many problems with the home moving industry, but after 20-something years of working in it, I've identified the following as the number one root cause of almost all the other problems, and it is this. More than 50% of vendors choose the wrong agent to begin with. Now, that might sound like an innocuous problem, but actually it is the root cause of almost all the industry's problems, okay? So I'll elaborate that in a minute, but in a nutshell, vendors choosing the wrong agent and then often being stuck with that agent by being tied into a sole agency agreement for a long time is what leads to many of the problems. Now, how do I know this to be the case? Because I've got the data and I'm going to share some data with you. And if there are agents watching, I'd like you to give me, I'll just do a live demo of it so you can see the data that we've got. So here is I pulled up a Brighton postcode, a random Brighton postcode, okay? And I want to explain to you the problem here. So this is BN2, and ignoring that data accurate, that data is wrong, right? This is up to speed. There are 1,297 properties currently listed for sale, so that excludes under offer properties, in the postcode of BN2 in Brighton. Brand Vaughan in Kemp Town has more of those instructions than anyone else. It's got 6% of the market. It's got 80 instructions out of the 1,300. And here is the list of all of the, how many is it? 160 agents currently listing properties for sale that are in the BN2 postcode. Now, what you can't see too closely here is that wherever you look in the country, it's the same pattern. Just 10% of agents have 50% of the listings. So if we were to add up the listings of the top 16, 17 agents there, the total would come to somewhere in the region of 50% of all the instructions, meaning that the other 90% of agents are sharing the other 50%. Roughly speaking, it means that agents in the top 10% of market share have got 10 times the number of instructions of the agents in the bottom 90%. Does that make sense? And I don't think anyone would disagree with the observation that very few agents are so good that they deserve 10 times the amount of business of the other agents, right? It just, now, and I'm looking at this from a moving point of view, okay, from a mover's point of view. So what we've got here is proof, and it doesn't matter whether you go town or rural or city or urban or suburban, the data is always the same. And if anyone wants to give me a postcode, I'll try any postcode in the country now live in this video to show you that the problem is the same anywhere you go. What it proves is that the lead gen strategies of those top 10% of agents are disproportionately effective. Okay? Let me rephrase that. It means that those agents are winning 10 times more business on average than the other 90%, perhaps because they're slightly better, but they're not 10 times better. And they're winning it because their lead gen strategy is more effective. Now, if you are a mover, this is not good, because what it means is you go out there to do what all movers do, which is pick 3 agents at random. And the 3 you pick are invariably in that top 10% because they are the ones whose lead gen and marketing is most effective. Now, the fact that their marketing of their brand is most effective does not mean that they are the best agent to sell a client's property. Okay, right. Okay, you're asking me. I've got PL9. Where's PL9? Is that Plymouth PL9? Let's try this. So PL9. See what happens. Okay, so in PL9 there are 300 properties. Does that sound about right? Julian Marks is number 1 with 70 of those. He's got 23% market share of PL9. Okay, so out of a total of 300 properties and 40 agents listing 300 properties, the first 3 agents have got 50%. 140. First 4 agents. So 4 out of 41 agents is like, there we are. It's exactly as I said. 10% of those agents have got 50% of the instructions in that postcode. Plymstock. Okay. All right. And I'll try one other postcode just to show you that it's the same here. NG6, right? NG6. So 68 agents in NG6 listing 237 properties. So 68 agents, so 7 is 10% of that. So the top 7 agents there have got very roughly 80, 100, 150, 125, 140. Yeah. So the top 10% of agents in NG6 have got more than 50% of the market of properties available in NG6. Okay. Does that prove my point? Imagine going to the public in England and Wales, which is the areas we currently cover, right? And saying to them that just 10% of agents are listing 50% of properties. And the other 90% of agents are listing the other 50%, which means they've got about 1/10 on average. Of course, there's a bit of a curve, but it is a disproportionately spiked curve, okay? And all good agents, good, honest agents who put their clients' moving needs as an equal priority to earning a living know that the very high volume agents, with some exceptions, there are always exceptions, right? But some of those very high volume agents are not selling a very good, in terms of their instructed to sold ratio, it's not very good. Now, Best Agent is not a comparison site, and Best Agent will not be sharing the data I just showed you with the public. That data is only going to be available for agents to view, so that at a local level, agents can see eventually what the for sale to sold ratio is, and will be able to, if they wish, when they're in front of a client in their living room, say, well, madam, mister, did you know that the other agent you're thinking about actually has the worst conversion ratio of instructed to sold? And they want to lock you into a 12-week contract, but look, they only... So it'll be up to agents whether you want to use that to back up your reasons for winning them. So what I know is this: I'm not anti-corporate or anti-anyone. What I know to be true is that the only thing that matters is the caliber of the individuals listing a property and accepting the responsibility for selling that property. It is the only thing that matters. Literally nothing else matters. If that individual agent is professional enough, experienced enough, competent enough, and committed enough to their clients, then they'll get the result. But I know from personal experience, going back more than 24 years, since before I was even in this industry, when I had a girlfriend and 2 best mates who all worked at Foxtons in the 90s, and I had front row seats to what actually happens in high volume, high turnover estate agencies. Okay. And this is the root of the mover's problem. And Best Agent is here to fix that. And what it's here to do is to help individual movers make a better personal choice of agent, wherever that personal choice of agent might work, to improve the chances of achieving an acceptable sale with the first agent that's chosen. Just today, I got a WhatsApp message from a vendor who used Best Agent to find an agent to sell their flat in Marylebone because they've been through all of the big name agents. It is a classic. They've been through the top 10% of agents, all of them, Foxtons, several other ones, and Marsh and Parsons, and all these guys in Marylebone who all listed it, and not one of them had sold it. She came to Best Agent in desperation and found an agent through Best Agent that she'd never heard of and that she would never have called. And that agent, in this recent market right now, in the end of 2022, listed that property, got an offer, got it under offer, agreed, sold and exchanged in a very short space of time. And I got a WhatsApp message from that vendor this morning thanking me and saying, thank you. You have just changed the life of my mother, whose flat it was, and me. We've both moved on with our lives. We were terrified we were going to be stuck and wouldn't be able to sell. Okay. So now I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the corporates, because some of the very best agents I've ever worked with work and still work in large corporations. All right. Okay. I'll do one more postcode. Dale Ransom wants me to try W12. Let's try W12 and see what we get there. Okay. So 562 properties in W2. Dexter's is number 1 out of 160 agents listing properties for sale in Shepherd's Bush. Jeez. Now, so half of 562 is 281. So, and 160 agents, so 10% of that is 16 agents. So the top 16 agents there have definitely got over half of the properties, right? So they are, Dale. It's the same in W12. It doesn't matter where you go. This phenomenon is the same all over the country. It is the same in town and country and city and rural, you name it. And it's not only is it against the interests of movers, not only does it mean that agents who don't necessarily deserve that business are winning it, but it also means that lots of other smaller agents who are just as good, if not better, at delivering a result for their clients as those large market share agents don't even get a chance to meet the client. So this is the number one fundamental difference about Best Agent. Every single vendor lead that comes through Best Agent is sent to the 20 geographically nearest agents to that seller's or owner's property, for whether they want to sell or let it. The 20 nearest agents. And there's no cost at this stage, right? All 20 agents are able to respond. And what we encourage you to do, but you don't have to do, is to respond with a private, personal video message saying, hi, my name's Charlie. I sell properties just like yours in this area. I'd love a chance to talk to you. And the agents that record those messages get much higher response rates from the vendors. And what the vendors get to do is they get to keep, so their contact information doesn't go to the 20 agents, right? What goes to the 20 agents is the details of the property, the address without the street number, but the street name, the first part of the postcode, all the basic information about the property, so that an agent can decide if it's a property they're interested in. It might not be the right one for them. And Jonathan C asks an amazing question. Jonathan, I don't know where you're from. Could you tell me if you're an agent, where you're from? How can we stop other agents buying the business by offering greedy and naive vendors higher asking prices? Well, that is one of the things that I am tackling in my Moving Home with Charlie, which is my consumer-facing YouTube channel. And on YouTube and TikTok, I'm getting now over 10,000 views each and every single day on my videos. And I'm starting to educate them. And my message to them is that all agents are not the same. And that so the overvaluing problem is one that we will be able to help with. All right. And you're Nottingham. Okay, thanks. When I say, so Cameron Copus asks, Cameron, are you an agent or not? When Cameron asks, in what way do you mean people pick the wrong agent? I mean they pick an agent that doesn't sell their property for them. Okay. Because the last time a national survey was done of all agents, and how many agents sell the property that they're instructed by. So let me rephrase that. Sorry. How many agents sell an instruction when that instruction is their first listing? So the vendor's first choice of agent, and it's less than 50%. Okay, less than 50% in normal market conditions. So ignore COVID, but in normal market conditions, on average, and actually, if you look at the distribution curve from the report, it's the Jeffries report. They did it when they were looking into purple bricks. 48.2% is the average number of instructed to sold on first listing. So one of the things that we've done with Best Agent is we've got a national property site, and it's been there and it's been running for a couple of years because it's very, very big. And I want to say this to everybody, right? Best Agent is an enormously large piece of technology. It's the biggest piece of technology ever built in this industry. It is, although it's open for business and is functioning, it is at the very early stages, and there is a long way to go with it. The basic functions all work. You can find properties, you can request a viewing online, you can inquire on that property, you can find an agent, and it works, right? And also the back office CRM system works, and all the video functions work as well. And, excuse me, one of the unique features is that all leads, whether they are an applicant lead or a client lead, come with a privately recorded video message from the lead themselves if they want to record one. Okay, so increasingly, as more and more people get more and more comfortable with video messaging, we're going to be offering both applicants and vendors the opportunity to record a video of them and introducing themselves, right? Hi, I'm Charlie, and I've got to buy a house, but my first time buyer, etc., etc. I'm looking for here and I'm looking for there, and this is the kind of, so that you as an agent, before you buy the lead, have an opportunity to find out a bit more about how serious this lead is and whether it's a lead that you're interested in or not. And of course, every lead is not equal to different agents, okay? Depends on what listings you've got. And that's why we don't think that the current national property sites business model serves either movers or agents very well, okay? At the moment, all of you agents are having to pay the national property sites a fixed monthly subscription of a horrific amount of money because they all operate horrifically inefficiently. And so because of that, all of them are just trying to send you as many leads as they can, as many leads as they can. The more leads we send you, the more we can justify our subscription prices. Well, this is a terrible idea for lots of reasons, not least the fact that they're motivated to send you quantity rather than quality, but also it means that you are paying for leads, many of which are a complete waste of your time, right? You are being charged for leads that you don't even want. And I don't think that's right. I also don't think it's right that corporate agents get massive discounts and smaller agents that arguably provide a better personal service have to pay more money to advertise their properties. It just doesn't feel right to me. So the Best Agent pricing structure for our applicant and vendor leads is the same no matter what size agency you come from, right? And the price of the lead is related to the property, okay? So if it's an applicant lead, the price of the lead is related to the value of the property they're inquiring on. And if it's a vendor or landlord lead, it's related to the value of the instruction if you get it. And by the way, for those of you who are new, you don't pay unless you want the lead. So if you want to buy the applicant lead, because you've seen it comes through as a viewing request and you get all the applicant's information and the video, but you don't get their contact details unless you purchase the lead and give them the viewing that they want. If you don't want it, you don't get it. That's fine. And you also don't get the contact details if you don't buy the lead. If it's an instruction, you only pay the fee to us for the instruction if you get instructed and if you want the instruction. And most agents that engage with Best Agent for these think this is a great deal. It's really fair. The cost of the instruction is a fraction of the nearest thing to a competitor we've got charges. And so when I get there to say, well, what if we can't sell it? Oh, if you're not confident you can sell it, don't take the instruction on. Why would you waste your own time and money listening to the instruction you're not confident in selling? This is part of the problem that we want to solve. So I now want to just talk a little bit about why I am your best friend if you are an estate agent and you want to improve your profile with the public. And if you've been watching my Moving Home with Charlie stuff and you're thinking, hang on a second, Charlie, all you do is slag us off. No, I don't. My message is always that all agents are not the same and that some agents are shockingly bad. But I've never said all agents are shockingly bad, ever. I've always said that all agents are not the same and that it's the job of a seller to find the good agent if they want to have a good moving experience. Now, I have had you guys, estate agents, as my paying clients of my various CRM systems and my photography and floor plan and virtual tour services for over 20 years. I have had clients including all of the major brands that you can think of, the national brands, down to one-man bands. I've had small independents, large corporates, you name it. I have worked with all of those companies at all the different levels. I have become an in-house trainer for staff, not a CRM trainer, but an actual estate agent. I've done sales training with guys. I've been on the front line with agents in sales and lettings for over 20 years. And whilst I have never been an estate agent myself, I can confidently say that I know more about your job and how you do it than anyone else who's never been an estate agent. And I know this because I've been told this by agents repeatedly over the years. And I've had clients that range from Mayfair estate agents, number one market share Mayfair independent agent who with actually beating Knight Frank and Savills into a hat and selling stuff where their average fee is tens of thousands of pounds. It's an incredible business. All the way down to agents in the north of England and actually in south of Scotland selling properties at the lowest end of the price spectrum in the UK, where their fees are the lowest. And I have helped some of those agents win national awards for customer service with the technology I provided them with. And I understand at a micro level the interaction process all the way through from instruction, viewing, offer, deal. It is the same whether you're selling or letting. Every agent says, oh, I don't want the same as my other agents. All of you have a unique style and unique approach to various parts of it, but all of you without exception need to win instructions, need to get viewings booked, need to get offers negotiated to get a deal agreed and over the line, whether it's sales or lettings. That is true. And it is that simple approach to understanding estate agencies why the CRM systems I've built have been so effective for the clients that they've used them. So I've built a national property site, me and my team. And by the way, my software development team is based in Portugal, because in my 20-something year experience of working with software developers, they are the best in the world. They are the best value for money and the best attitude and the best skills, the best in the world, right? And our team has built something that a friend of mine who works at Google told me, and who's head of property at Google for a while, was 10 years ahead of any other tech in the industry. And what I now want to do is to talk a little bit about, well, okay, Charlie, but if Best Agent is small and as a team we are small, as tech it's very big, but how are we going to compete with the marketing budgets of the big boys? We don't need to. We're not coming out here to kill anybody, as in, we're not trying to kill any other businesses or knock anyone else off top spot. We're not coming out to be number one. We're coming out to be the first viable, functioning alternative to everything that's currently on offer for both movers and agents who'd like to operate differently. Now, it hasn't got to be an either or. You can use Best Agent alongside everything you're currently doing. All you need to do, by the way, is to just go to Best Agent and activate your back office account, and you will find your listings already in there. Okay? Because one of the things that I've learned, and if you look at any of the recent portal attempts that have started and failed, is that data feeds are a nightmare. Manual data feeds where humans are paid and you have to use software to upload it, and it is a fatal nightmare for any new national property site that wants to get started up. Okay, and also if you are paying Rightmove or Zoopla or On the Market or anywhere else fees, you are covering their unnecessary overheads for their out-of-date tech. All right, think about that. And Best Agent doesn't need any of that out-of-date tech. It's there. Now, I'm going to talk now about the number one reason that no new entrant into the portal space has made a dent in Rightmove for ever, actually. And it is this. Every single new national property site that has come along or tried to come along to set up has made the mistake of thinking that portals exist for estate agents. Right? Portals don't exist for estate agents. Portals are not for estate agents. Portals are a tool for estate agents, but portals are for movers first and foremost. Okay? And if portals don't do something newer and better than what Rightmove's already doing, movers aren't going to care. And they're not going to go to anyone new, right? And that is why no one else has ever got anywhere close to Rightmove in terms of traffic volumes, because they're the one thing that Rightmove's got that no one else got, which is more listings than any other site. So any new national property site needs to have more available homes for sale and to let on it than at least as many, if not more, than Rightmove. And Best Agent does. But there's a real difference here. We are not looking for investor business. We are not listing garages or land or commercial stuff. We are focusing purely on home movers. Of course, anyone else is welcome to come along as well, but we are here to deliver home movers and the agents who want to serve them a much improved experience. Okay? So the listings that we're working on, and by the way, guys, if you want to go there and find errors and problems, you'll find them. They're all over the place, okay? But I'll just show you what a listing looks like on Best Agent. So, sorry, here we are. So, super simple, and just these two call to actions. And what I want you to do is, so this is one of the first things I want to point out to everybody. If you register your phone number when you activate your back office account, telephone leads for your properties are free, okay? And the reason that we think that is appropriate is because we understand that we have listed everyone's properties without coming out and asking all 26,000 of you, please can we list your properties, okay? And therefore, we don't believe that it is right that we should be charging you for an inquiry on that property unless we're adding some sort of value to it. So telephone leads will be free, and it's to whatever number you put into your back office account, okay? It's not going through some weird 0990 or any other weird number that we record. It's nothing. It's just direct to you. But only registered movers who've been through our registration and validation process and have confirmed their moving situation will have access to your phone number. So your phone number won't display on the page unless the mover is registered fully and has validated their mobile number and their email address so that we know we've got good data for them. And then they have to click to reveal a number to call you. So you will get phone calls from genuine movers, and hopefully you won't get phone calls from people you don't want phone calls from. And that is all completely free of charge. And that's just that's a first step. We know that the best way for movers and agents to get in touch is to talk on the phone. Okay. Now, there are people who want to look at your properties outside working hours, and some of them just want to book a viewing. And we know that as an agent, you've got to be in control of the quality of your viewing leads, and you're not going to give a viewing to just anybody. So booking a viewing online and by the way, the CRM system that I built has had a fully live, fully automated online viewing booking system for our agent clients working for over 6 years. And 30% of their viewings come through this online viewing booking system, but only from applicants that they have actually registered. So not from random members of the public, but if an applicant actually registered with them and they knew that this is an applicant that they want to show stuff to, then those people were allowed to book viewings. Okay. So the point is, what we understand is that you, the agent, must always be in control of your listings and of your viewings. Okay. But what we have made it much easier to do is for people to request a viewing, including when they'd like to view it. And for you, if you want to give them an okay and a thumbs up with one click. Okay. If you look at their information when the viewing lead comes through and you like it, one click, that viewing's booked. Now, part of our strategy is to eliminate time wasters completely. Okay. And I know a lot of agents, for good reason, are very wary of online leads and that kind of stuff, which is why we're encouraging movers to record a video message that you can see before you buy the lead. Okay. So that you really can get a good feel for whether it's a time waster or not. And if we get leads that make inquiries to you guys and then become unresponsive, they will get penalized. We will penalize time wasters. And for example, like the biggest sin will be that they book a viewing through us to come and view one of your properties, and then they do a no-show. If they do a no-show and you tell us they've done a no-show, they'll get one warning. And if they do it twice, they won't be allowed to book any more viewings. Okay? Because I am here to defend estate agents' time and value as much as I am to help good movers. I know how many movers are time wasters. I know because of decades of providing CRM systems and seeing the volume of leads coming in from the portal. So one of the things that Best Agent Back Office CRM does is it automatically imports your portal leads. So from all three portals, it automatically brings any leads you get from the portals and puts them straight into your applicant database so that you haven't got to key it all in. And so we get to see how many leads come in and then become unresponsive. And we're here to get rid of the late night clicker who just goes, oh yeah, request details, request details, request details. We don't want those guys. We only want serious movers to inquire with you. Okay. And we've also made, we've made it as clean and clear a display of properties as we can on the website. And on the search results page, it's really clean and simple. And you'll notice if you go and look at it, that there's no agent branding there. And there are a number of reasons for that. And we will be allowing you to have your branding on the property page. That will be chargeable on a per property basis. Very small amount, but per property, if you want your branding on the page, that's advertising because it doesn't add any value to the mover. Okay. And what we've built here is a site that is first and foremost designed for movers in mind. Now, something that I'd like to mention at this point, because we've already got full video functionality for live video calls between agents and vendors built in so that they can have a live video call before evaluation, just to kind of get to know you meeting. We're also going to be just with hand-selected agents to begin with, introducing a live video viewing service for properties only where you, the agent, specify that you would like to enable that feature. So perhaps it's for a client's property that's a long way from your office and actually, and the vendor's happy to do a video walk around, a live one, not a recorded one. And also you would be able to be present on those video viewings as well. So imagine it's evening, a buyer sees one of your properties and there's a live video viewing that you've decided to make it available. So you talk to your clients and you decide what time of day the vendor's happy to do a live video walk around if there's an applicant that you say is worth showing it around, right? Like as a preliminary viewing. And then I, as an applicant, can click on that. It comes straight through to your mobile, the agent, again, only if you want this. And if you think that the applicant looks good enough and you want to enable the live video viewing, you can do so. And if the vendor's there, then all three of you will be on the screen. So you can be there if you want to, or you can just let the applicant view it with the vendor themselves if they want. But the point is, you always have total control of that on a per property basis, per client basis, the timings of it, all of that kind of stuff. And it's never going to replace physical viewings, and that's not the purpose of it, right? It's there to actually help the shortlisting process for agents who want it. And we don't think that, we don't even expect many vendors to want to do it, but there will be some. And even if it's 5% of your listings find that as a useful feature, you'll be able to offer that to them. Right. Anyone got any other questions about Best Agent? I'd love to answer questions about Best Agent. Let me just switch that off. So here's another feature about the property listings on Best Agent. You can already flag. We're going to be addressing the problem of fake listings. Okay. Now we know that some agents literally list completely fake made up properties just to get leads. And we know that some agents put properties up there that they say are for sale, but aren't really for sale just to get inquiries. And what we want is to make it a better experience for movers. So we want to get rid of all of those fake listings of one kind or another. And to do that, we're allowing movers and agents the opportunity to flag a listing as fake, or as not a home, or as unavailable. And so it'll become a self-cleaning site. Now, is it open to abuse? Yes, of course. But if it is abused by agents, for example, where you're flagging a listing as fake when it's not, if you do that more than twice, you'll just be banned from the site and you won't get any leads from it. So we've thought all of that through, and we will be able to make sure that it's fair. But the idea is that the Best Agent property listing, the Best Agent property database, homes for sale, will be the best in the country. It'll have the most homes. Even if the actual listing numbers might appear to look less than the other sites, it's because we've got rid of all the crap that's not actually available property. Okay, so we'll argue that we've got the most homes for sale or to let that you can go online and inquire about or request a viewing for now. And we're also going to be reporting on house prices more often than the other sites do. Right. I realize I've been rambling on for 40 minutes now. I can't believe it's been 40 minutes, and I can't believe there's still 10 of you watching. I want to come back to the whole ethos here and the attitude here. Through my 20-something years of working with agents, I have seen the best and the worst of agents. And the biggest problem is that the public doesn't know how to find a better agent when looking to instruct someone. And Best Agent solves that problem first and foremost. So every agent that is out there live with listings will be offered an invitation to meet any client coming on in your patch. And it's up to you if you take the invitation up, right? There's no one else that does that. There's no one else that does that, that has all agents being offered. So what is the root cause of these problems? Why is it that just 10% of agents are getting 50% of the stock? It's because most, but not all, most lead gen products are unhelpful at best from a mover's point of view and misleading at worst. And I will just give you a few examples of what I'm talking about things that agents think are just normal stuff to be used, but I don't think actually help at all. So, getting a glossy flyer through your letterbox at home that someone's just sold a property doesn't mean that they'll sell your property. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that as lead gen. It's like, oh, great, okay. And actually, of all of them, I think that's the least bad one. But it is not a reason to instruct someone. What it is it's a reason that people will call those agents. So those agents who are investing in this non-stop, just sold flyer process everywhere are getting called more often than others. But that's not a reason to be called, is it? Number two, the way that you currently pay to list on portals allows agents to abuse it and look busier than they are and to game it. And we all know that portal gaming happens. And portal gaming, again, doesn't help movers and it's unfair to agents. Right. Data insights that agents said, well, we've got data insight, other agents haven't. Well, when it comes to the actual sale of the property, what difference does that make? I mean, it might inform, the vendor doesn't need to know as long as you know how to price a property correctly. But going around and telling clients, oh, we've got data, we've got this data, we've got that data. Well, most vendors don't care. If you get the best price for their house in the shortest time, they don't care how you do it. They frankly don't want to know, most of them. Like, we just want someone that'll actually do the job. But at the moment, everyone says they do the job. Very few people actually do it really well. Automated valuation tools. Oh my God. These are just the worst. It's a complete misleading thing. I mean, when they first came out, they were quite exciting, quite interesting, and they were new, but now everyone's got them. Instant online valuation. It isn't, is it? It's not even close. It is an instant online data trap. Put your data in here. It's a data. And again, any old agent, any crap agent, I mean, good agents have them on their website as well, but any crap agent can have them on the website, and people fall for it. First time sellers, oh, and they put their details in and bang, you've got their details. And that goes, they don't want you to be ringing them. They just wanted an online valuation because that's what you promised them. And of course you get plus or minus 10%, and it's of no use whatsoever to anybody. Ghost-written market reports. Well, to me, that's just passing yourself off for someone else. And it's not a reason to be instructed, but it is a reason that agents do that to get called. And I get why. And it's not a bad thing to do, but it just, if an agent is outsourcing the writing of their market reports to try and make themselves look like they're informed when they're not, well, that's, again, it's not, if a mover contacts you because of that market report and you're not the one who wrote it, then they're contacting you for the wrong reasons. Products like home search, I know a lot of agents love home search. I know it's a useful tool for you as an agent, but when you go around to someone's house and use home search as a tool to get instruction and to follow up with, again, it's any agent, even really bad agents, can buy a product like home search and make themselves look good. It doesn't mean that they're a better agent. And then even, our closest, I suppose the nearest thing to a competitor we've got is BestAgent in terms of finding an agent. But BestAgent doesn't have all of the agents, and it charges 0.25% plus VAT, I think, which for those of you charging 1% is 25% of your fee. And although the data on the BestAgent site is interesting, it is not an accurate indicator of the experience you're going to get, because it depends what kind of vendor you are, right? It depends if you're old or young, or there's just all the personal demographics are what make a difference to which agent you should choose. And your average price agreed. Okay, I mean it's kind of interesting to have a look at that, but when you don't have all agents on there, again, you could be missing out on one of the best agents because they're not in the BestAgent system. So again, that doesn't serve the mover. So I will wrap this video up because it's been on a long time, but I want to leave you with this, right? In the link below, there's a link to a blog I've written about I've called it jokingly our secret master plan to save the industry. But I want to save movers and agents from the effects of bad lead gen. I want to see a more even distribution of instructions across all agents. And if we were to take, going back to the fact that like 10% of agents have got 50% of stock and the rest have got the other 50%, a very slight change in that means that other 90% of agents will end up with twice as much business. Even if that top 10% still has the largest market share, the other agents will get a lot more. So BestAgent will result in most agents, by number of agents, actually getting more instructions, and only the very high volume crap agents losing instructions. Well, they're not selling half of what they list anyway, so they won't actually lose anything, will they? Right? They're only going to be losing instructions they should never have had in the first place, and it's going to force them to up their game. And that's what I'm here to do. I want to stop agents that are getting away with poor service because they're relying on lead gen to get leads and then signing people into long lock-in contracts and not delivering them results they promised. But this is going to take time, guys. But what I would love to ask you to do, if you haven't already, is to go to bestagent.co.uk, click on the agent register button, activate your back office account, all right? And make sure you put in the correct email address and mobile number or telephone number that you want your leads to go to. Just be ready to respond when the leads come. That's all you have to do. There's no contract. There's no subscription. You're just available there to get leads, and receiving a lead costs nothing, right? And responding to the lead, rejecting an applicant lead costs you nothing. Even if you get invited to evaluation by a vendor or landlord lead, that still costs nothing. You only pay if you're instructed, all right? Do any of you have any comments or questions before I wrap this up and leave? If not, thank you to all of you for watching this. Jonathan C's got one more question in here, which is, do I think online only agents like Purple Bricks have a future in the current market? Nope. I mean, they'll cling on for a bit, but no. I think paying an estate agent up front to sell your house when there's a less than 50% chance they'll sell it is like paying for a ferry ticket for a ferry that only has a 50% chance of getting to the other side. Like, it's just I don't get why anyone does that. It's a false economy. The no sale, no fee model is good if the agent is good. And I would love to remove the need for agents to start to be gaming each other and gaming the portals. And imagine this, guys. I know how much time you will spend fighting for new business. Imagine if you could put that time towards servicing your customers, and the new businesses just came in, you won the business you deserved on your own merits. Imagine that. It'd be better for everyone, wouldn't it? You'd have lower lead gen costs. You'd have lower portal costs probably, because again, I'm always telling my mover followers that it doesn't matter what portal's an agent on. If the agent's confident they'll sell your home, and they do you care what portals they're on? Nope. On a happy note, guys, I'm going to call it a night. Please send me your comments below. Find me on LinkedIn if you want to talk to me privately. And I'm soon going to be having private group video calls with agents who wanted to talk about stuff. So if you'd like to be included on that, please let me know. Okay, I want to start having those private group video calls to take all of your questions in a private environment, which isn't recorded, so we can have open and frank conversations about everything. Thanks for watching. Have a great night. See you soon. Stay warm. Bye.